Welcome to Silicon Valley Successes. We interview experts and entrepreneurs to give the world access to the knowledge and experience that is here in Silicon Valley. Our mission is to create opportunities.
What information did you want to say on the show that you didn't have a chance to say?
Well, I think it's important for people to keep in mind the importance of marketing speak versus marketing do. And what I mean by that is a lot of people kind of talk high-level marketing and they think that that's enough sometimes. But it's important to remember that marketing is not just about the words that you write on a piece of paper. It's about what customers actually say, how they actually interact, what they actually do. Marketing speak versus marketing do. And those are the types of things that I think people should really keep in mind. It's the real world that we're looking for responses from. It's not just what a team talks about in a boardroom or during a whiteboarding session.
Okay. So if I'm a startup, do I change my product based on the feedback from my marketing campaign? And if so, what does something like that look like?
Yeah, I tend to look, because I see there's 4 different types of products and each type of product requires different types of iteration. The one type of product would be a platform. So for example, like an e-commerce website you may make, something like that, or a SaaS product, right? Software as a service, as people call it. Another one may be a solution, right? So it may still be those types of things, but perhaps they're customizable and they're tailored according to the business's needs. And I will answer your question, but I just think it's worth clarifying because there's a different approach to each one of these. And then the third one would be services. So it's not a platform that you're using, but it's just more by the hour or project basis, and these are basically experts or people that come in and help out. And then the fourth type, as I usually see it, is a physical product, not a software, not a platform, not a customizable solution, just it's a thing that you use, interact with, maybe you combine it with others like Legos, or maybe it's a phone, right? A physical entity. So for each of those, how you do change based on marketing, marketing speak and all that kind of stuff, right? Each of them has a different approach. Platform, any sort of technology, platform, solutions, they're primarily the ones where you're going to actually be product hacking, right? Where you change the product itself so that it's inherently more usable, shareable, talk-worthy, things like that. The messaging of any of these 4 is distinct. It's different. It's the content you might put on a social media channel. It's the content you might, what you might voice over, right, during a video. Things like that. That's more the messaging. But the actual product tweaking, that's important for the technology. For the actual product itself that is out there in the real world, perhaps it has firmware which is tough to, update, or if it's a entity like you put it in an office desk or something like that, right, or a beer bottle or something that's physical, right? Those are tough to tweak, obviously, because they're remote. They're not in your control. And so that's where the messaging becomes especially important. So you might have, for example, there might be one product you make, and there happens to be bad PR around it, for example. You think it's the greatest thing in the world, you launch it, and then people say, oh man, this thing sucks, or something that just goes against it. This is where messaging really comes into it. You have to think, okay, now that people don't like this thing, the fact that it's still out there, we have to work with this somehow, otherwise it's going to hurt our other product lines and our company's brand eventually. So that's the importance of messaging. So if something is attached negatively to it, either play directly into that, satirize it, basically, create satire. So you actually make fun of yourself a little bit and people can't make fun of you anymore because of that, right? Or you start to just simply associate it with more admirable things or admirable traits or whatever it is that they're downplaying on. How do you flip that? Right? If the company has an ethical issue, fix that, right? Promote justice, fix the issue, get the people out that you need to. This is all part of the messaging. Right. It's part of marketing.
This all sounds like very developed companies, though.
This is actually stuff that can still be true with any sort of product line. As simple as if you get let's say your product or platform on one of the popular, news outlets out there, right? One of the big ones that you can probably name, off the top of your head. Those, even if you just launched a few months ago, they may pick it up. And if they pick it up, they may give you access to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. Some of them even millions of people. Wow. And some of them could be random, some could be paid, some could be favors of people you know. Regardless of what it is, that is now word, something that's out there that people are reading about. And people may be favorable, they may not. How do you deal with it when it's unfavorable? It's a lot easier when it's favorable.
Great. Well, CJ, thank you for your time on the Silicon Valley Successes After Hours show. If you want further information, you can find it on our website, siliconvalleysuccesses.com. And CJ, we look forward to your future visits on your show and all the information that you're willing to share. And
Thank you from all of us at Silicon Valley Successes. We hope you found the information presented today useful in your path to success. For further information on accessing the resources in Silicon Valley, you may visit us on the web at siliconvalleysuccesses.com, on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you. And remember, we want to help you in your journey to become the next success.